Marcus Rodriguez's day always started the same way. He'd wake up at 5 a.m., prep his ingredients, and drive his taco truck named El Guerrero to downtown. Customers knew him only as someone who made good tacos. No one ever asked what his name meant, the warrior, and no one wondered about the story behind the tattoo hidden under his sleeve. Until that afternoon, when a former Marine caught a glimpse of his forearm and went pale. "Holy shit," the man whispered. "You're a real Navy SEAL." Marcus Rodriguez was 47 years old and had been selling tacos on the same corner for 12 years. Every morning at 5 a.m. the alarm would ring. He'd shower, drink his black coffee, and get into his 2015 Ford Transit. The truck wasn't flashy, but it was clean, organized, and got the job done. Just like Marcus, El Guerrero was painted on the side of the truck in bright red letters. Most customers figured it was just a cool name. No one knew what it really meant. Marcus never explained it either. His first customer was always the same person, Maria Santos, a nurse who worked night shifts at the nearby hospital. She'd show up at 6:30, order 2 coffees and a breakfast burrito. "Buenos dias, Marcus," Maria said with a tired but smiling face. "Morning, Maria. How was the night?" "Long, but you know how it is." As Marcus prepared the burrito, he could see Maria's exhaustion in her eyes. 24-hour shifts, sick people, constant stress. Marcus knew that feeling. Different circumstances, same dedication. "I put extra bacon in there," Marcus said, handing over the package. "Thanks, you always look out for us." Marcus smiled, but didn't say anything. After Maria left, he continued preparing for the hundreds of customers who'd come throughout the day. There was a steady flow until noon. Office workers, construction guys, students. Most were regulars, and Marcus had memorized their orders. Jim, who wanted extra spicy salsa, Sarah, who always said no onions, Anna, who got double meat. When Marcus cooked, he never looked rushed. Every movement was deliberate, practiced. The way he diced onions, grilled meat, warmed tortillas, everything was systematic. Efficiency through experience. After the lunch crowd died down, Marcus took a short break. He stood behind the truck, opened a bottled water, and watched the city traffic. During these quiet moments, his mind would sometimes wander to other places. Dusty roads, desert heat, very different kinds of operations, but he'd quickly push those memories away. That life was behind him now. Now there were just tacos, customers, and peaceful existence. Around 2 p.m., 3 young men approached the truck. College age, expensive clothes, overconfident attitudes. Marcus hadn't seen them before. "Yo, amigo," said the first one with an exaggerated accent. "What's on the menu?" Marcus paid. "Is this meat fresh?" asked the second one. "Because these food trucks can sometimes be sketchy." "Everything's fresh," Marcus said calmly. "I get it from a local supplier every day." Said the third one. "Got any documents? Health inspection? Are you working here legally?" Marcus stopped what he was doing. He was always careful when faced with these types of questions. "Everything's legal," he said quietly. "Business license, health permit, all of it." Cool, said the first guy, but his tone was mocking. "Just checking, you know. This neighborhood has standards." Marcus took their orders, prepared the food, and said nothing. Years of experience had taught him that sometimes the best response was no response. As the boys left with their food, they were talking loudly among themselves. "I mean, the food was okay, but you never know with these places, right? Yeah, we should probably stick to real restaurants." Marcus ignored them and focused on the next customer. At 3 o'clock, a different customer arrived. Early 50s, military haircut, steady posture. Marcus immediately recognized the type. Veteran. "Afternoon," the man said. "Can I get a carne asada taco?" "Sure thing," Marcus said. "Anything to drink?" "Water's good." As Marcus prepared the food, the veteran was casually scanning the area. Habit, Marcus thought, never fully turns off. Just then, Marcus stretched to reach an ingredient, and his sleeve rode up. Just for a second, but it was enough. The veteran stopped mid-sip, his eyes locked onto Marcus's forearm. There, faded but unmistakable, was a Navy SEAL trident tattoo. And next to it, small hash marks. The veteran held his breath. "Sir," he said quietly, "that ink? Your Navy?" Marcus paused. He quickly pulled his sleeve down. "Was," he said simply. "Teams?" Marcus hesitated, then gave a slow nod. The veteran stood up, taking a more respectful posture. "What team, if you don't mind me asking?" "6," Marcus said, barely audible. The veteran's eyes widened. "Jesus, how many deployments?" "Enough," Marcus replied. The two stood silent for a moment. Around them the city noise continued, but they were in a bubble. "Those marks," the veteran whispered, indicating Marcus's arm. "Confirmed?" Marcus looked at him for a long time. "Some things are better left buried." The veteran nodded slowly. "I hear you. Marine myself. 2 tours in Iraq. Name's Tom." "Marcus." "Pleasure, sir." "No sir necessary, just Marcus." Tom hesitated. "Marcus, you know you don't have to be running a food truck, right? VA benefits, contractor work." Marcus started cleaning the grill. "I like it here. It's peaceful. But you're wasted here. Someone with your skill set." Tom finished his food, left a good tip, and walked away. But before turning away, he said, "Semper Fi, brother." Marcus watched him go. Encounters like this happened occasionally, veterans recognizing each other, brief connections, shared understanding, but Marcus preferred staying low profile. The evening crowd brought different energy. Happy hour workers, families, couples on dates. Marcus liked the evening shift better. People were more relaxed, less rushed. Around 7 p.m., a familiar voice came. "Yo, food truck guy!" Marcus looked up. The 3 college boys from earlier had returned. This time, they were clearly drunk. "We're back," announced the leader. "Your food wasn't terrible," Marcus smiled politely. "What can I get you?" "Actually," said the second guy, stepping closer, "we were talking. You know what this neighborhood needs? Real American food, not this ethnic stuff." Marcus continued prepping, saying nothing. "I mean," continued the first guy, "don't get me wrong, I'm sure you're trying hard, but maybe you should consider, I don't know, hamburgers, hot dogs, food that actually belongs here." Other customers started getting uncomfortable. A family with kids moved away. An elderly couple exchanged worried glances. "Look," Marcus said calmly, "I just serve food. You want something? I'll make it. You don't? That's fine too." "Oh, we're not done," said the third guy. "See, people like you come here, take jobs from real Americans." "Hey," a voice cut through the crowd. Tom, the Marine veteran, was walking back. Marcus hadn't seen him return. "Is there a problem here?" Tom asked, approaching the group. "No problem, old man," said the college leader. "Just having a conversation." "Conversation?" Tom stepped closer. "Sounded like harassment to me." "Look, we're just saying, you're just leaving," Tom interrupted. "Now." The college boys started protesting, but Tom's presence was commanding. Other people around started paying attention. "Or what?" challenged the first guy. Tom smiled, but it wasn't friendly. "Or I explained to everyone here who you're really talking to." Marcus quickly stepped forward. "Tom, it's okay, no need." "No, Marcus, it's not okay." Tom turned to the growing crowd. "You people want to know who serves you food every day." "Tom, please," Marcus said quietly, but Tom was already committed. This man, Marcus Rodriguez, served 15 years in Navy SEALs, Team 6, the most elite unit in the American military. The crowd went silent. While you boys were playing video games, he was hunting terrorists in Afghanistan. While you were partying, he was protecting American lives in places you can't pronounce." Marcus closed his eyes briefly. This wasn't what he wanted. "And you want to lecture him about belonging here?" Tom's voice was rising. "This man bled for America while you boys were still figuring out how to tie your shoes." The crowd started murmuring. Some were pulling out phones. Marcus could see the situation escalating. "Tom," he said firmly, "enough." But the crowd was already reacting. Someone started clapping. Others joined in. The college boys looked mortified. "Sir," said a family father, approaching Marcus, "we had no idea. Thank you for your service." "It wasn't," Marcus started. "No," said an elderly woman. "Thank you, really." More people were approaching now, thanking him, apologizing for not knowing, asking questions. Marcus felt overwhelmed. The college boys tried to slip away quietly, but the crowd noticed. "Hey," someone called, "where are you going? Apologize." The boys turned around reluctantly. "Sir," mumbled the first guy, we didn't know." Marcus looked at them, young, scared, humiliated. He remembered being young once, making mistakes. "It's okay," he said quietly. "We all learn." "No, it's not okay," said someone from the crowd. "They should be ashamed." "They are," Marcus said. "That's enough." The boys left quickly. The crowd began dispersing, but several people stayed to order food. Business was picking up. Later, when the rush died down, Tom approached again. "Sorry about that," he said. "I shouldn't have." "You meant well," Marcus replied. "But this is exactly why I keep quiet. People deserve to know. People deserve good food and friendly service, that's all." Tom nodded slowly. "You're a better man than me. We're all just doing our best." As the evening wound down, Marcus began cleaning up, reflecting on the day's events. The attention, the thanks, the questions. Part of him appreciated the recognition, but a larger part preferred anonymity. His phone buzzed. Text message from an unknown number. "Saw the video online. You're famous now. Proud to serve with you. Snake." Marcus smiled slightly. Snake was his old teammate. How had word spread so fast? Another text. Link to YouTube video. Marcus clicked. Someone had filmed Tom's speech, posted it with the title, "Hidden Hero. Navy SEAL runs taco truck." It already had 50,000 views. Marcus sighed. So much for staying low profile. Over the next few days, everything changed. Lines at his truck got longer. People were coming not just for food, but to meet the SEAL. News crews were showing up. Reporters were asking questions. Marcus tried to maintain normalcy, but it was difficult. Every conversation was becoming about his service. Every interaction was colored by his past. On Friday, a special visitor came. A black SUV pulled up. A man in a suit stepped out. Marcus recognized him immediately. "Admiral." They stepped away from the truck, found a quiet corner. "The Pentagon's been watching the story," the Admiral said. "Impressed by how you handled it." "I just want to keep cooking." "I know, but we have a proposition." Marcus waited. "Training program. New recruits. They need to learn what real service looks like, not from a classroom, from someone who lived it." "I'm retired." "Consulting work, part-time. You keep your truck, but help train the next generation." Marcus considered this. "Why me?" "Because you embody something we're losing. Humility. Service without recognition. Doing the job because it needs doing." "I'll think about it." "Take your time." The Admiral left a business card and departed. That evening, Marcus called Tom. "Saw you on TV," Tom said. "How are you holding up?" "It's complicated." "Always is. What are you thinking?" "Maybe I've been hiding too long." "Meaning?" "Maybe there's a way to serve without fighting. Teach kids what real strength looks like." "You'd be good at that." "Would I? I'm just a cook now." "Marcus, you were never just anything. You're a SEAL who makes tacos. There's a difference. That weekend, Marcus made his decision. He'd take the consulting job, but on his terms. Keep the truck, maintain his routine, but help train young warriors. The first training session was Monday. A group of fresh recruits, arrogant and eager. They reminded him of the college boys. "Gentlemen," he began, "before we start, who wants to tell me what makes a warrior?" Hands shot up. "Physical strength, weapon skills, tactical knowledge." Marcus nodded. "All important, but let me tell you about real strength." He rolled up his sleeve, showing the SEAL trident. "This tattoo? I earned it through pain you can't imagine. But you know what I learned? Real strength isn't what you can destroy. It's what you can build." The recruits listened intently. "I run a taco truck now. Some people think that's beneath me. They're wrong. Every meal I serve, every customer I respect, every day I contribute to my community, that's strength." One recruit raised his hand. "But sir, you were Team 6, Elite Operations. How is cooking, son?" Marcus interrupted gently. "I've killed enemies of America, but I've also fed families. I've protected VIPs, but I've also protected neighborhood kids from harassment. Service doesn't end when you leave the military. It changes form." Another recruit. "So you're saying civilian life is just as important?" "I'm saying purpose matters more than uniform. Whether you're carrying a rifle..." Months later, Marcus's life had found a new rhythm. Morning food truck, afternoon training, evening reflection. His story had gone viral, inspiring others to find purpose in unexpected places. One evening, Tom visited again. "You look different," Tom observed. "Happier." "I found balance," Marcus replied. "The military taught me discipline. The truck taught me humility. Now I get to pass both on." Any regrets about coming forward? Marcus considered this. Initially, yes, I liked anonymity. But maybe hiding wasn't serving anyone. "What do you mean?" "Veterans struggle with purpose after service. Maybe seeing one of us thrive in civilian life helps them find their own path. You think you're making a difference?" Marcus smiled, pointing to his SEAL trident tattoo. "This represents what I was. But El Guerrero," he gestured to his truck, "represents who I am. Sometimes being a warrior means fighting. Sometimes it means feeding people. Both matter." Tom nodded. "The name always meant something, didn't it?" "Always. But now everyone knows why." As the sun set over the city, Marcus cleaned his grill one final time. Tomorrow would bring new customers, new trainees, new opportunities to serve. He'd traded the battlefield for a street corner, but the mission remained the same: protect, serve, make the world a little bit better. The SEAL trident on his arm reminded him of his past. The smile on his customer's face reminded him of his future. And El Guerrero painted on his truck reminded him that true warriors never stop fighting. They just choose different battles. The end. Marcus Rodriguez's story shows us that real strength doesn't only emerge on the battlefield, but in every moment of daily life. Sometimes the greatest heroes are those who take off their uniforms and put on aprons, who trade weapons for spatulas but still serve people. El Guerrero isn't just the name of a taco truck. It's also a life philosophy. Being a warrior doesn't always mean violence. Sometimes it just means showing up every day and serving your community. Welcome to Tales of Valor, where forgotten warriors find their voice. And sometimes the most beautiful stories are written behind a taco truck.